iScope Media. Today we are having a major question from the Goa elections. Is Goa heading for a hung assembly? Well, Goa is once again likely to not give a clear verdict with the survey predicting a hung assembly in Goa, where BJP may get 16 to 20 seats, which is 30.5% votes. One short of majority in the best case scenario in a house of 40. Well, Congress is likely to get 9 to 13 seats, which is 22.2%, while AAP will have 4 to 8 seats, which is 12.2%, and Trinamool Congress might get 1 to 5 seats, which is 12.2% again. Others may get 1 to 2 seats. Well, the vote share and the seats are that predicted to win by Trinamool and the AAP indicate that a decision in the opposition may be detrimental to the chances of Congress. Well, as Goa went to vote on Monday, there were many who had pinned their hopes on a government that cares for the increasing population of senior citizens spread across Goa. Well, according to sources, Usgaonkar, a 35-year-old vegetable vendor who sells his wares in a handcraft in the Mapusa market, is a disappointed man. He did not sell vegetables until some months ago. This is a venture he started post-COVID-19 to make ends meet. He and his wife have been abandoned by their 2 sons who have settled in the other parts of India. He spent his savings when his wife contracted with COVID during the second wave. Well, despite their frail health, the Usgaonkars traveled the distance to the voting booth to cast their vote. They are hoping that a new government will set up a free old age homes where people like them can spend their August years without any worries. What do we do? There is no money in Goa for old people who have been abandoned by their children. No one has promised anything for senior citizens. They are talking about women, youth, jobs, but not one of the political parties have said they will do something for the senior citizens, said Usgaonkar to the various sources. However, going by the numbers of the political parties in the fray, the mandate could be a fractured one. In such an eventuality, those like Usgaonkar may continue to be sidestepped, while those Usgaonkars look at the outcome of these polls with much hope, a vast majority do not. Too many parties for too few seats. There will be more money exchanged because they will need the numbers to form the government, said Sonia D'Souza, who is in the process of setting up her startup. Delusion, disappointment and anger are the varying emotions of the voters in the state feel as they step out to cast their votes. Well, amongst all the political parties in the fray, it is the BJP that has faced a maximum rebellion from within its ranks. I have been associated with the BJP for several decades and am an committed voter of the party. This time I will not vote for BJP. Power has made them arrogant and corrupt. They need to sit in the opposition for their arrogance to go, said Pradeep, a resident of Ponda. I will vote for the Maharashtra Gomantak party, he told. There is widespread anger within the BJP against its own leadership and candidates. The feeling of imported leaders from the other parties as official candidates have started out as a loyalist versus outsiders tussle, which could prove costly at the hustings. Sources in the know of the events say that the Chief Minister Pramod Sawant faces a very tough election and supporters of Vishwajit Rane, the state's health minister, are not keen on him returning back to the Legislative Assembly. Ditto is the case of Rane too. The Chief Minister's supporters do not want him to be elected back. The tussle between the 2 top leaders in the state will definitely impact the party, said a party supporter. Well, Utpal Parikar, the son of the late Chief Minister Manohar Parikar, is contesting as a BJP rebel in the Panaji Assembly constituency, which his father had represented for 6 terms. He is pitted against the BJP candidate Antanesio Babush Montserrat, who quit the Congress party in 2019 and joined the BJP. The party's rejection of Utpal Parikar has angered the supporters of the late Chief Minister. Well, BJP seems to have burned their bridges with the Parikar supporters across Goa. Former BJP Chief Minister Lakshmikant Parsekar, who was also denied a ticket by the party, is contesting as an independent from the Mandrim constituency. He was the head of the BJP Manifesto Committee but was overlooked as a candidate. In the Singhvi constituency, Savitri Kavelar, the wife of the Deputy Chief Minister Chandrakant Kavelar, is contesting as a BJP rebel again. She had joined the BJP from the Congress party on the promise of a ticket from the seat. In the Kumbharjua constituency, BJP rebel Rohan Harmalkar is contesting as an independent against the party's candidate Janita Matkaikar. Rebellion is the BJP has benefited the Congress party too. Michael Lobo, a former BJP minister, shifted loyalties and joined the Congress party. His rebellion has been a big jolt to the BJP. Lobo has considerable influence over 4 other constituencies, which will be an advantageous to the Congress party in a major way. Well, Lobo is a contesting from the Kalangute Assembly constituency, which is his stronghold. Despite the best efforts of the top leaderships, the BJP has not been able to stop the party's rebels from contesting in its 4 seats, Panaji, Mandrim, Sanguem and Kumbharjua. The BJP is on the sticky wicket. Dissident workers of the party have been reportedly working calendarily for the MGP's candidate, which may help them get much needed seats. According to sources, the MGP's gain will in a way benefit its alliance with the All India Trinamool Congress. On the other hand, the Congress party, which had been considerably weakened after the defection of the powerful leaders from the party, has gained much sympathy from the people in the run-up to the polls. Well, however, with 15 of the 17 MLAs quitting the party, the newer candidates in the fray are unknown to the electorate. For years on end, the party had those leaders on the top. There are no second-rung leadership. Now, when the big leaders have left, the party had a tough time getting strong candidates, said a Congress party leader. In smaller states like Goa, the size of the electorate is small and victory margins smaller. Therefore, every vote actually matters. The COVID-19 pandemic had made campaigning tougher for all political parties. The focus of all political parties is to ensure that the electorate comes out to vote. Sources told that the voter turnout may not be high as people are furious with the engineered defections of the MLAs. In a legislative assembly of 40 members, 24 MLAs have crossed over to other parties from their original moorings. When the size of the electorate in the constituencies are small and victory margins smaller, every vote counts. Smaller parties like Goa's Revolutionary Party, which began their campaigning on a strong note, have been able to sustain the tempo until the close of the campaigning. Whether it was rural or urban Goa, the flag of the GRP with its football emblem was visible. While the youngsters on bicycles moved around the state canvassing for the party. Though it is one of the youngest political parties in the poll fray, the GRP has gained much popularity with the electorate. The GRP may not win seats but could emerge as spoilers. As the campaign came to close, the initial noise generated by the All Indian Trinamool Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party petered out. It was as if they ran out of money, said Nilesh Parab, a civil engineer. With chances of any political party emerging as the single largest with a clear majority, in all likelihood Goa is headed for a hung assembly, which could lead to the second round of the horse trading. The first being the engineered defections. Well, this was all about answering the major question, is Goa heading for a hung assembly? Now let's see what happens when the results come out and whether this comes out to be true as per the survey or not. Well, stay with us. We shall bring you more interesting topics to talk upon. This is Aparna Sundar reporting for iScope Media.